So, as you can clearly see, I am doing a very iconic moment in the beautifully well done animation film, The Lion King. And this was actually a request I had gotten from one of my friends, and I was so thrilled to do it that I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So, of course, I got the picture right here. I got it from a screenshot on YouTube. But anyways, back to the painting at hand. I decided to sketch everything out on the black canvas because I wanted to try to accentuate the light in it, and I didn't really know how I was going to do that, especially with Mufasa. I kid you not, I did a rough draft on my separate sketchbook, and then I tried to figure out what I was going to do for it. But I decided, you know what, just do it. Have fun and do it, because that's usually what it's about, You have fun, you do things, you kind of make mistakes, and by no means at all am I a good artist. I try my best, and I really just kind of want to do what I had to do and have fun. I did throw a little bit of color because I want to add a little bit of depth, but I didn't want to get too much into detail and take away from the whole piece, because red is the first color that the eye does see. So I was like, I can do a little bit, but not too much. Now that we're kind of finishing up Simba here, I was trying to get a little bit of flesh tone and everything. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't all awkward or anything. The little brown part on the legs was like the shadow and everything. But now we're going to go to Mufasa. Mufasa was very interesting. I had grabbed a really dark purple. I believe it's like dioxidized purple or something like that, but I wasn't too sure. And I wanted to keep the canvas black, like the natural black it had, but then when I started working on it and I had the other colors going with it, I just realized that it wasn't really as dark, ironically, as dark as I wanted it to be. So I kind of went in and did this. Alright, so I did do the black, and then I decided to add just a little bit of some really dark purple and blue mixture together to give the clouds a little bit more. You can see in the little background there the reference I was doing. The little, I guess, halo-esque cloud they had going on, the whole remember who you are kind of thing. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? We can do that. So then I wanted to match the rest of it, and I just went in with this. But I'm gonna let the video play out a little bit, and then I'll be back in, I guess, whenever I come back in. So sit back and enjoy. Alrighty, so if you couldn't tell, there are a copious amount of purples going on. I was looking at the image and I was like, wow, these clouds aren't just, the usual white and just pure black and blue at the evening time, or I guess at this point, the nighttime. But when you're looking at it, it's more the whole like dream state. So I was thinking, if I do all the shades of purple I can possibly find, and then kind of blur it together with a little bit of blue to go with the background a little better, like the darker blues and the black, as you can see, I decided to just keep on blurring it, and I was using, you know, acrylic paint, and I was trying to figure out how to make it look like it was moving and alive and everything. So I just kept on working at it. I was moving it in, I was pushing things around. I think I went through what, geez, I don't even know, 6, 7, 8 different colors, but I finally got it to what I liked it. And then I was like, you know what, I think this works. I even threw in, if you couldn't tell from the little spots around the clouds, some white and very, very light pink. And then when I started working on Mufasa himself, I was like, in the, you know, movie, in this scene in particular, he was illuminated. He was brighter than, well, the rest of them. I don't really know what happened there with that part. I think I had just maybe a little segment that was out of order, but I can fix that later, possibly. Anyways, so I was doing the highlights and everything, but I couldn't just put it white because then it would just, well, it would look odd. So I went in and got a few pinks, very, very light pinks, and I believe, if I remember correctly, because I'm doing this voiceover much later than this original. If you see my Instagram, the post itself was days ago, possibly about a week or so at this point in time. But anyways, I was just like, let me go ahead and, you know, take care of Mufasa. Throw in a few purples, and I'm using that oxidized purple again right here for most of Mufasa, and I was trying to keep the highlights going. Yeah, I will admit I spent way too much time trying to fix his nose. Let me tell you, boys and girls, I was working on the nose. It's sped up, obviously, for video and viewing purposes, but I spent, God, what, 30-40 minutes trying to fix the nose, because I was looking at it, I was like, this does not look right. It didn't look right. And I kept looking at the reference, and I kept looking back at it, and I'm just like, no, it didn't look right. So as I was going through and highlighting the, I guess, the outlines and the leading lines for Mufasa, I was like, the face, it seemed wrong. Like, it didn't capture the emotion at the time with the whole, you know, you forgot who you are, you failed me. And I was like, dang. So of course I just kept reworking it, but I wanted to make sure I captured the darkness and the setting and the tone with purple, but I didn't want to make it look washed out, if that makes sense. So as you can see, I went over multiple times, and I just wanted to kind of blend it a little bit better because I felt like it just stood out too awkwardly. So that's why I kept going back in with the darker purple and even a little bit of black every now and then, especially trying to blur it in just a little bit better. Sorry about that. So I was like, yeah, you know, let me go ahead and try to accentuate the features, because I think that's also, in my personal opinion, what affected it at the end. So I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and do this. But I've talked too much. I'm gonna let the rest of the video play out, and then I will see y'all at the end of it. Enjoy. Alright, I came back. I lied. I couldn't wait until the end. So if you did not see that last part of Mufasa, I was just reworking the entire face because it looked odd. And then I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, the facial features are just completely off. And then I looked at Simba and I was like, dang, alright. So I went back and reworked it and everything like that. And then I was looking at Mufasa and, biggest critic is yourself. And I was like, oh, yeah, well, here we go. Let's go ahead and just tackle this. Because he just looked beefy. And not in a good way. I was like, oh, okay. Alright, I'm gone. No, seriously, enjoy. Alright, I'll later. Yep, Bye. Alrighty, well ladies and gentlemen, here you go, here's the final piece. Now, I did add the little splatter paint for the night stars because I didn't want to be too controlled. And then if you look very carefully, if you go on my Instagram post, I added some iridescent paste. I was trying to incorporate that with the little highlights and the lights and everything, some artistic stuff. But it came out really cool. I really liked it. I'll be quite honest, I did mess up in a few spots, but hey, that's what art is for, you just keep on learning. But thanks for watching. See ya.